Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 12 in the NFL. We're talking right now with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. He's taken a bunch of games that no one else wanted to cover. I asked him to take them, not at all his top plays of the week anywhere close. Some he might have, might think are just coin flips either way, but he's still willing to do videos with me on them and analyze them. Right now, Green Bay, Minnesota is what we're going to discuss. Thanks so much for being back with us, Joe.
Well, thank you for having me, Peter.
All right. Before we hear what you have to say about this one, give your plug for OffshoreInsiders.com. Tell everyone, why your opinion is so valuable, how long you've had success in this business.
Yeah, no, been working my tail off. I mean, literally, I'm not exaggerating. We're doing 75 hours a week. It's one of the advantages of being able to work from home. Don't have to head in any traffic, but we're doing very well. Back on the winning track, 9-5 as we follow this. Our last 14 Wise Guy plays, but more importantly, we've been winning for 27 years, and a great time of the year because so much to choose from at OffshoreInsiders.com.
All right, well, you're going to need your experienced handicapping chops for this one. Minnesota, a big home dog, right? 9 or 9.5. The total right now is 48.5, and Minnesota came off a bye and lost at Chicago, but it wasn't really a blowout. And before that, they had covered 3 in a row against iffy competition, admittedly iffy opponents. And the question is just, can Green Bay continue their huge play on the road? And if so, is Minnie likely to stop them at all? Green Bay, huge offense, 9-1 over/under on the year. And the last time they met, Green Bay destroyed Minnesota at home, 42-10. So here they go on the road into Minnesota. Question is there any reason to expect anything different here from what happened the first game this year? What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, no, this is another one. I could almost cut and paste some of the stuff I was saying in one of the other videos that we did. That normally I'm not a guy who likes to go with big favorites in the NFL. Now, college football is the exception, but we'll talk about that when we preview some college football games in weeks to come. But in the NFL, and I've given many systems both here and at OffshoreInsiders.com over the years where big underdogs are definitely the play. And keep in mind that there's a 6-point difference between home and road. So when you're talking about like a 9-point home underdog, that's the equivalent of a 15-point underdog on the road. So this is a big underdog. And although there's plenty of angles that would tell me to go with Minnesota, sometimes you got to look past those systems that have won with me for years. I don't blindly bet systems. And this is just a case since the famous relax statement by Aaron Rodgers. Green Bay, they're 7-1 against the spread. They're covering by an average of 14.14 points per game. I didn't say winning. I said they're covering by an average of 14.14 points per game. 5 times in their last 7 games, they covered by 14.5 or more points. So, and by the way, that average even includes their setbacks. So I'm not just counting their wins. So in all the games, they're a plus more than 14 points per game. And as I said, 5 times in their last 7 games, they covered by more than 2 touchdowns. They're just on a roll. Yeah, this line is high, but I don't think they can make it high enough. Aaron Rodgers right now is the probably the most dominant player in the NFL. I've heard some arguments that Gronkowski might be, but as far as the quarterback is still the most important position, Aaron Rodgers is just unstoppable, and Minnesota is not exactly a team that's well equipped to stop them.
All right, and you think that the change of scenery on the road might not make this a different situation here? I'm just, it just makes me nervous. We've seen this so many times, right? An awesome, formidable team as a big road favorite like this, and then in the third quarter, they're up by 3 or they're down by 2 or something, and then you're like, all right, that was a stupid bet.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a big mismatch here, which does make us maybe a little bit nervous. And whether or not I'm definitely going to have it as a premium play, honestly, it's when I know something's going to be a premium play, I tell you up front, this is one of those I got a big check mark next to. Want to still run a couple metrics. What does make me nervous is Green Bay has shown that they brought Matt Flynn in pretty early, and I think they want to go to Matt Flynn and understandably rest up Aaron Rodgers. So they're probably not a team that's going to run up the score all that much unless they really have to. So that makes me a little nervous bringing in Matt Flynn to leave the back door wide open. But too many things to say this is a big mismatch. Obviously, the line says it's a big mismatch, but I don't think that – I really think the odds makers, they're hesitant to make the line that much higher. This kind of reminds me of like the Rams back in the Kurt Warner era where no matter, they just couldn't make it high enough, or like, Tom Brady and the Patriots a couple years ago. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are just in one of those grooves where it's a rare case where I'm comfortably laying that big number.
All right, Joe. It makes me nervous, but I can't explain why. It's just a gut feeling makes me nervous. Joe Duffy liking Green Bay, -9 over Minnesota. Thanks so much, Joe.
The SBR network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.